Hello, let's play a bunch of New York Times games. We're going to be doing Wordle, Connections, Pips, Mini Crossword, and Strands all in one video. It's my lazy edit vacation and fewer videos. I will be back on Monday with the regular video schedule. So, yesterday we spun the Wordle wheel and it told us to start with steel. So let's do it. Is today the day of steel? It is not. We get a T and an A though. All right, what do we want to do with this TA? I mean, I'm thinking TA like this, or we could do like a TRA. I think that might be good. Common letters that are left, the N. It's just the R and the N, really. We could include a P or a C. I could do like train, though. I think that's not bad. It gets the TR and N, like tries a new place for T and A. Gets the R and N, which are the other two common letters, and then another vowel, which is fine. All right. Well, okay, those are all gray, so we need to find a new place for that T and A. T is... Ooh, could we be the atch trap today? We might be. So we need to anticipate that and try not to walk right into it, because there's a lot of atch trap words. So how many do we have left? We've got watch. Well, first of all, we need to worry about the repeats. Catch and hatch. So those are always hard because you got to test them first or it won't really tell you, or you got to double them up. So we've got catch and hatch. We're only going to include one of those in our first guess here. But catch and hatch, we've got watch and patch. I wish I remembered which ones we've had before. We've had a lot of them before. Batch and match. So an M as well. So what I'd like to do is include... So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 6 to test. Make sure I didn't miss any. Watch, patch, hatch, catch, batch, match. Okay. So I'd like, if I test 2, there's 6 of them. So if I guess 2 per, that's helpful. I don't know if I'm going to be able to, but I'd like to start with a C or an H. So let's say we start with C. We need watch, patch, batch, match. Need to use the A and the T because I'm in hard mode. And so I'm forced to use the A and the T somewhere. And then I want to use one of WPM, BM, if not more. But so start with C, C, A, T, or C. Can I do like a cat? Like a cabo or something? Cabo, is that a word? Cabot. I'm going to try it. Cabo is not a word. How about cabot? No. How about double A? No. Well, I mean, I could, but... Kaput? I think kaput is good. Because that tests patch. All right. So there is a C, so I think we are atch trap. I mean, it's not proven yet, but like A is second. All right. So that C being yellow means we're not catch. We're also not patch. So we want to test hatch if we can. We have to put the A second because of hard mode. The T can go wherever it wants, but habit will test hatch, and then it'll also test batch. It's throwing out the option of getting in 4, but if I just go straight into atch stuff, we still have watch and hatch and batch and match. That's 4. And I only have 3 guesses left. So by doing habit, I'm getting rid of hatch and batch at the same time. And it will let me do this in hard mode because you're allowed to use yellows in the same place for some reason. You're also allowed to reuse grays. We're using the I as the gray. So the whole point of this is to stay in hard mode, but do a hard mode style fill, do a hard mode allowed filler to get rid of the H and the B at the same time. So, sorry, must contain a C because the C is yellow. Darn it. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. I have to include the C. The atch trap is so nasty for hard mode for this exact reason. Really, the best thing to do is just to memorize which atches we've had before. But what can I do? I could ignore H for now and just say, okay, let's test some other things if I can. So other than H, we've got watch and we've got match and we've got batch. Now I have to perfectly fit in two of these with an A second and then a C and a T somewhere. That seems difficult. I'm not sure if I can. There may not be a word that conforms to all that. Darn. I think if you get that AT yellow in a cell A anagram, I think you need to go straight into a word that gets rid of two atches. Huh. That's good to know. Um, and maybe I shouldn't have locked in the A second with kaput, because then I could have more options with where the A goes. But I'm just not sure how to use the T and the C with two more of these. Like, we're forced to put a lot of... I don't get more vowels is the issue. So I need to try to remember what we've had before. I'm going to be honest. I think we've had hatch before, but I don't know if that's true. Something in my head is telling we've had catch and hatch, so you don't have to worry about the repeats anymore. But I don't know if that's true of the hatch trap or it was a different trap. It was something I tried to remember, but I don't trust myself. Okay. Because I could just guess. I feel like we've had watch before too, but I'm not sure. I could go alphabetical. I could do match. I could do batch, match, watch, and just hope for the best. The other option is I can just turn off hard mode and do a filler, but I don't think I need to because I think we've had hatch before. Maybe okay. So what I shouldn't have done is I shouldn't have done kaput right away because that locked me into having to use the C. So kaput was bad. I shouldn't have used a C or an H because I should have realized it would end up yellow. That's what's really nasty about the ouch trap is you have to do a C first and an H first, but then you're locked into using them on follow-up guesses. Okay, I'm going to trust my memory here. I'm just going to do batch and then match and then watch. Oh, okay. So it was batch today. So I don't know if that's luck. We'll have to check the list of previous words, but why don't I just do that now? There's sites that just track previous Wordle words. So have we had catch before? Yes, we've had catch before. Have we had hatch? Yeah, so we've had catch and hatch. So we've had catch, hatch, match, patch, and watch. And now we've had batch. Yeah, that's just hard to remember, though. Okay, so remembering the atch trap, you don't have to worry about the first letter being C or H. That might be enough to get through it from now on. All right. Now, if you're playing Wordle Unlimited, you do have to worry about it. All right. Let's check. Actually, I do want to check. I'm on vacation, but I do want to check the big bot just for a steal start to see what it would have done. Oops, that's not the right. I need to open the right thing. Here, this one. I want to use this bot here, and just the answer is batch. I need to get to the right tab here. Sorry. I want to look at what it would have done from steal. So it's saying to do taint. Taint or tacit. I did train. Interesting. Why is taint better than train? Why is it really wants to test double T. All of these test double T. I think it's worried about the Addy trap, ATTY. All right, so let's look at train next. See how I could have saved myself from train. It says kaput, so I guess the correct word. What do I do from kaput? So we do have batch, hatch, match, and watch left. There's also these unlikelies, facta, facto, facti, and gatch. But it's saying to do wombs. Oh, I'm in easy mode. No wonder. Okay, so let's go to hard mode. Whoops. Okay, it's saying I have to do twang. So right after steal, it's saying in hard mode, you got to do twang or you're going to lose on the onto trap of all things. Okay, that's interesting. Um, but this does get you watch right away. Just watch though. So what's it do from twang? It goes straight to habit. It says kaput would work, but let's look at train instead. So what train would have lost on match or haunt? Yeah, so it loses on the atch trap and the aunt trap. So there isn't a good way forward. It actually does say that I can win now. So I think it's not fully analyzing. I'm not giving enough time to fully analyze that. But it's saying ambit right from here will do it. So that gets you match and batch. And so the difference here between ambit and what I did, kaput, is that kaput locks you into doing C's from now on, guaranteed, whereas ambit does not. So from kaput, it's saying, hey, you got to take the gamble. There's nothing else you can do. But from ambit, I mean, we get the B, right? So it's going straight to batch. But what if the answer wasn't batch? What if it was like watch or something and we did ambit? Then now we can do kaput and we're fine, apparently. See, we can't do kaput and then ambit, but we can do ambit and then kaput. And then now we're down to two words. So kaput was a good word to do. Notice these are both fillers. Kaput was a good word to do, but not right away. I had to do it fourth, not third. Because notice by doing it third, we now have that yellow C and I can't do ambit anymore. So that's kind of the deal there. So by doing kaput, I've locked myself in. Now, if we were playing an ultra mode where we're not allowed to do fillers, then kaput is the way to go. So I did pick the correct word if I was playing ultra mode, but now we just have to gamble it because we got 4 words left and 3 guesses. It would have gone twang, and then after twang, so the answer was actually batch, not watch. So after twang, it's actually going to go habit here to get the text that tests the H first and then the B in the middle, or kaput is almost as good. And then it's going to go batch from there because it gets the B. But let's say the answer wasn't batch. Let's say the answer was match and we did habit. Now we're down to catch, match, and patch, and we just go through them because we have 3 guesses left. So twang was nice compared to train because train did not get rid of any of the possible atch trap words. You have to include 1 letter that would do that. Very interesting. And getting rid of the W is nice because it's hard to do fillers with the W. Okay. So that's that analysis. That's really interesting. So I almost had the right idea, but not quite. Let's check the official bot. I think we're going to have a lot of... We always have a low solve rate on atch trap. But skills 96, luck 41, 4 steps. 4.7 is our average. Train is by far the most popular follow-up from steal, followed by think, track, tramp. Is anyone here? Someone went straight to batch. Okay. Taint is what it would go with, which I think is going to lose on atch trap sometimes. Kaput is exactly what it would have done here, and now we're down to 4 words, but unfortunately we have to get lucky with it. Okay. It does place, march, batch. Interesting. Steal is a very popular start, 1.1%. Batch, 2.2% again, as usual. Wow, 82.4% solve rate. Does that just align with how many atches there are? Interesting. So how many atches are there? There's without a keyboard in front of me, it's harder. So let's just go back to here. So how many atches are there? There's maybe I have to use this bot then. Let's guess batch here, and then so there's 7. There's 7 atches. And so if we do 6 over 7, that is 85.7%. So our solve rate is actually lower than if you just guessed 6 out of the 7 atches. Interesting. Wow, that's a pretty low solve rate. I wonder if the solve rate's lower in normal mode. I'm using a lot of time here, but we got a trap word, and I got to take advantage of that, the stats on that. So let's save this. Okay, upload screenshot. All right. So I'm just curious about. Oh, it gets in 5 here. It goes habit. It does a filler third crimp. Gets rid of match and patch. Steel is less popular in non-hard mode because the DU is more popular. 82.2, so I think that's a little bit lower, but about the same. I think it was 83 point something in hard mode. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I think that what's going to pull down, because 6/7 is kind of the ideal solve rate for if no one is doing fillers. But I think that there's going to be people who had more than one atch left at the end. And so that's going to bring down the average solve rate. Like if you have batch, watch, and match left on your final guess. So you have a 1 in 3 chance instead of a 1 in 2 on that final guess. Anyway, let's move on. Let's move on. Let's do connections. We're finding 4 groups of 4. Credit villager calling first. Business name report namesake. Decider premium craft economy. Line site trade reference. I just realized I didn't spin the Wordle wheel. So we're going to go back and we're going to spin the Wordle wheel. This is reward for people who watch everything. I'll probably add a comment or something with what it is. All right. So Sonalita suggested gravy. So if you want to follow along, start with gravy tomorrow. All right. Let's go back to connections here. Decider is an interesting word. I'm the decider. It ends with cider. We have like ends and drinks. Doesn't seem like it. Oh no, that ends in lager. This is the strategy. Pick out the word that you're like, what the heck is that doing here? Right? After having read them all out. Ends in cider, ends in lager. Come on, tell me there's more. This isn't ale, that's aid. Raft. Reddit. Sake. Sake is a drink. Cider, lager, sake. We gotta be. Oh, and port. The wine. All right, this is probably purple. Ends in a drink. Ending in alcoholic beverages. Cider doesn't have to be alcoholic, but I suppose it can be. All right, business and economy are ways to fly. First class. Is premium a way to fly? I don't know. I don't think any of these other ones are. So these are. I'm gonna see if I can reverse rainbow this since I got purple first. We'll give it a little bit of a shot, not too much, but I think this is a category. If it is, then what else are we doing? Name, credit, calling. Craft. Your craft, you're calling your trade. And your line, maybe? Just what you do? That would leave name, credit, site, and reference, which are going to be ways of credit, site. I keep using words in it, but like give who wrote that, right? I didn't write it. Here's who wrote it. I don't know how you'd say it. They used up all the things that I would use for that. So which one's going to be blue? I mean, this is synonyms, so as name, credit, site, and reference. So I think that the economy, premium, first, and business are going to be blue, actually. Oh, they made it yellow. Okay. There goes that meta. I don't know which one's which. Name, site, reference, and credit. Let's say that's blue. Nope, that's green. Why is this one blue? I don't know. Your vocation. There we go. Attribute. Attribute. That is a 5th synonym. I don't really get the ordering here. These could have been any of these could have been any color. Reverse rainbow is impossible today. All right. I also don't think it was very difficult. Let's give it a 1.5 out of 5 and a 85% solve rate. Let's see. They gave it 2.7. Wow. That's pretty high for them. 65% solve rate. So they were more on track. Maybe getting purple first helped. I was 1 and 202. Purple first is by far the rarest. People are getting airline classes, attribute. Sorry, not attribute, attribute. Vocation. Credit report, site reference, calling business, craft trade. I did a lot of Wordle analysis, so I'm going a little faster for connections here to save some time. I guess I could look at second and last. Second and ever. So a lot of people just got nothing. 11% got nothing. 6% got green, 6% got yellow, 6% got yellow-green. I don't know. I guess it was just along the lines of what I was thinking. What are people lucky in first? It's yellow, it's green. It's business with your calling, craft, and trade. So maybe people are chasing one away on blue. That's quite possible. Credit, calling, business, and report seems to be some kind of rainbow herring. I don't know what that would be. Purple first is 3%. A lot of people putting report in with green as well. So green has a bit of a 5 of. Blue has a bit of a 5 of. All right. Sorry, my mouse just... I hit the mouse sensitivity button on my mouse. I hate when I do that. All right. Let's move on. Let's do pips. I hope pips is not extremely hard today, because we're trying to get this video done. Let's do easy. We need a double here. Double 5 or double 6. Let's do the double 6 here so we can do the double 5 to add to 10, because that's the only thing that adds to 10. So that's forced. And then we don't have a domino that adds to 4, so we have to go up into here. We have to do 2 and 2 for the 4. So 2... Oh, actually, 2, 4 should go this way. 2 blank goes this way. This is 6, 5. And then this is blank 4. Perfect. Okay. Under 30 seconds. Let's do medium. Less than 1 is a 0. We have 0, 2, and 0, 3. Not blank there. Okay. This is just a throwaway domino. Just one of these dominoes is extra. We only have a singular 6 to go into this 6. Now, we're going to have a domino here and a domino here. So 6 can't go left. So it might go right. But it also might just go up and throw out its digit. But if we have a 5 here, we need a 1 here with a greater than 2. So 1, 3 is kind of the tightest to fit there. And now we need to add to 6 somehow. We also need to add to 4 somehow. So we can still do blank 2 or blank 3. I'm thinking blank 3 and 1, 4. That's my thought. Now we do 3 plus 1. And then we just throw out the 5, 5. All right. I'm not convinced that's the only solution, but it certainly is a solution. Let's move on to the hard. What are we today? Just big parent, another parent-child. We need a double domino here. How many doubles do we have? 4, 4, 5, 5. That's it. Just the 4, 4 and the 5, 5. So I don't know which one we want to throw out. This adds to 11. It has to be a 5 and a 6. First question to ask is, do we have a 5, 6 domino? We do not. So we have a 5 or a 6 coming down into a 2. Do we have both? 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 6 we have, and 2, 5 we have. Darn. So what's our options for 5s? We have a 5, 5, and a 5, 2, and a 5, 1, and a 5, 3. I notice the only option to go for the 5 to go here is the 5, 5. What about the 6? 6, 3, 6, 2, 6 blank. Okay. So actually, the only thing that can go here is the 5, 5, and then we put the 6, 2 here. Now that the 5, 5 is gone, we know that the 4, 4 goes here. How many 4s do I have left? I have 4 blank. It seems unlikely the 4 blank goes into the 10. I have 4, 1. Do I have a domino that adds to 9? I do. So I think we have to do the 4, 1. I don't see another 4. And then we need a domino that adds to 9. We don't have a 4-5, so we're going to use the 6-3 for that. Okay. This is forced. So now here, this uses 2 6s up. And that's a problem. I don't have any 6s left. Uh-oh. I mean, I have 1 6 left. I need this other 6. So how's this actually going to work? Feels like the 5-5 has to go here with a 4 blank. But hold on. There's nothing else that can go here, right? It needs to be a 5 or a 6 attached to a greater than 3. So 6-3 doesn't work. 6 blank doesn't work. 5-2 doesn't work. 5-1, no. 5-3, no. 6-2, no. So that's forced and that's forced because we don't have a 5-6. And so now this has to be the only... Oh, we do have another double, actually. Okay, I think I just proved it has to be the blank. And we get the blank 2 here. And now this adds to 8. 5-3, probably. We have a 4-4. So we have some options for the 8s. Let's not lock ourselves into that yet. Okay, now I need both 6s in here. I have a 6-3 and I have a 6 blank. I think that we're going to have to do the 6 blank here because we only have 2 blanks left for this. Blank 4 here makes a lot of sense. Now, the other 6 I have is 6-3, which could go here. This would be our double 4. But no, because we don't have 2 more 4s. So that would mean we're actually doing 6-3 up. And then a 3 into a greater than 2. So maybe a 3-4, 3-5, something like that. Here's 3-5. And then we have a 3-1 and a 3-2 left. And we can always swap these two. But let's use them up. Okay. Now 5, we have 5-2 and 5-1. So we can do the 5-2 like this. And then 1-5, I suppose. I have 1-4. Maybe 1-4 is better. I don't actually, because I need a 5 for this. 5-1 goes down. 2-1 goes down. 4-4 goes in here. Perfect. Okay. Got it done. So the key thing was noticing we had a blank blank, which I didn't notice. I thought the only doubles we had were 5 and 4. Okay, this was an interesting one. Let's move on to the mini crossword. All right, that's the big one. Fashionable. I'm not sure. Products sold on the office. Paper. 1, writing a performance review. The supervisor, the manager, maybe. With 5 down, redundant synonym of outcome. Redundant synonym of outcome. The end result. Okay. Quiet as a mouse. Gives constant compliments in slang. It's something up, probably. Razzes up. I know, let's look at this down for a second. Ryan of When Harry Met Sally. I don't know. All right, let's just do the acrosses. Ski mountain bump. Uneasy feeling. All right, let's do the downs. Personally involved. Hand. Hoppy beer for short, an IPA. Mythical horse whose name is an anagram of 10 across. Pegasus. Gas is up. Gas is up. I would think that would be double S, but I guess not. Meg. Meg Ryan. Oh, okay. Right. I was thinking Ryan was first name. I always do that. Last word in a palindromic sentence. A man, a plant, a canal, Panama. Something in an Easter basket. An egg. Fashionable. Hip. Ski mountain bump is a mogul, maybe? Uneasy feeling is Inksk. All right, and this was hands-on. Personally involved. Hands-on. Okay, cool. Well, our final puzzle is Strands. Let's get it done. Today's theme is If You Ask Me. It's like my opinion. Opinion. Hold on. Can we do opinion? Opinion. Opinion. Is this a word on its own or is this the spanagram? Let's assume opinion is one of those two. So what are we doing here? Type, evit. I don't know. Opinion? What kind of opinion? Let me highlight this again. Oops. So what's around it? Evit spit. IVE or EVI. Not seeing that. Cow. Okay. I'm going to see if opinion looks in. It does. So that's not our spanagram. So other words for opinion? Huh. Do we have like elucidate or think? Pesk. Speak? No. Maybe it's my something? My... I don't know. Wow. Wook. Took. Pluto. I don't think so. Look. Coven? I don't know what other words we're looking for here. Opinion. I may need to just grab a hint here. I'm so bad at this game. Nook. Let's just get some words here. We have look. We've got pook. Nook. All right. Took. All right, let's grab a hint. That might help. Ooh, what is this? Your take. So you get your opinion, your take. Let's see. Oh, my 2 cents. That helps so much. Now, what are we doing over here? Perspective. There it is. Okay. 2 words out of this. Toin. I don't know. Your view. Oh, your viewpoint. Okay, and your outlook. Got it. I don't know, I just had trouble thinking of words that fit that category, but they all made sense. They all made 2 cents. All right. Well, that does it for this video. Some tough puzzles today. The Wordle had a low solve rate. Connections had a relatively low solve rate. Pips was interesting. All right, cool. Well, let me know how you did. And if you enjoyed this, why don't leave a like, subscribe, and a kind comment below.